Guess tomorrow is my birthday.
Here we go, Craig.
You just better not be late for your own birthday party.
For real, though, this dude might be late to his own funeral.
Oh, for real, Steph? I thought we was cool like that. You know what? Since you're going to be a judge, you see a church right across the street right there, you need to go over there and go to that church and be that type of judge.
All right, come on and go with me.
I'll come to church. I mean, I ain't scared. If Corey come with me, I'll go.
Man, I'll go to church if Craig go to church, Steph.
Nah, I for real, I ain't going. Tomorrow my birthday, so you know I gotta, tomorrow my birthday.
You going to hell, Craig.
Oh,
Bro,
don't say that. Don't say that.
First of all, they don't even look like a church, okay? I know y'all say it's a church, but where's the sign there? I don't see no sign. I ain't never seen nobody going in and out of there. And the church probably ain't even open.
That church
It's
clearly
open. I see people going in and out there all the time.
If it's people going in and out of there, they must be stacked up like sardines. That church too small.
You're crazy.
You know what? I forgot something. Let me go get something real quick. Y'all wait up for me.
Come on,
All right, is the light turned? Okay, cool, it is. Let me go.
Don't forget to stop in that church while you're
No,
ready.
bro, just go get what you gotta get. Hurry up. Craig, no!
All right. We got tomorrow is not promised. Yeah. And here I am, bang. Tomorrow is not promised. So, believe it or not, I did this film right before the closing of the of everything. This is right before the pandemic 2020. I did this like in I finished this like in March. I think I finished this early March or late February of 2020. Tomorrow's not promised. I had no idea what was going to happen coming up, but that's what God is about. See, that's how God is. He's so perfect in His ways and His will because He knew what was about to happen, and a lot of people are going to be lost. But not just physically lost, but they were going to be lost mentally, psychologically, spiritually, emotionally lost because of this pandemic that was coming up. And it wasn't so much about the pandemic as much as the pandemic wasn't just the coronavirus. That's the thing. The pandemic was the pandemic of lying, the pandemic of deception, the pandemic of bad leaders and bad leadership. I mean, this pandemic was, and also of sickness because of some people, everybody got something. If they ain't get sick, everybody, I think everybody, at least in America, got the coronavirus at some point. My parents, they got extremely sick. At some point, I thought they were going to die. I had to take care of them by myself. And it was right at the beginning when no one knew anything, and I didn't even know it was the coronavirus. I just knew they were super sick, and so God was just leading me how to take care of them, what to do, giving them vapor rubs and what to cook for them because they didn't want to eat, telling them when to drink, how to drink. He'll wake me up at 2 o'clock in the morning and tell me to do certain things, and eventually they came out of it. It took them about 2 weeks before they got better, but it was the worst of it really. What you hear about it, one day they didn't move. One was on the couch, one was on the bed, and they didn't move the whole day. I mean, did not move, and I was just like, oh my gosh, you know. Anyway, I got it too. It went the opposite way with me. Cause I got it at the same time they got. Now we had the symptoms that we had similar was we had this cough that was a weird cough. It was a dry cough that you couldn't control. Like how you could feel a cough coming and you go, hold just a second, but you couldn't do that with this COVID cough. The COVID cough just come out, but it was super dry. And what other thing do we have in common? The way stuff tastes was different. But here's the thing that was different for me because I didn't have no headaches, no nausea and all that. Some of them had that and all that, and my breathing and all that. So the thing that happened, their temperature went up to 102, whatever. My temperature went down to 97 and stayed down there for a whole week straight. Because I took my temperature every day because I was taking their temperature every day. I mean, several times a day. Maybe 3 times a day I took their temperatures to see how it was going up and down. But anyway, I'm gonna give this quick story and I'm gonna get out of the way. Now, with me, God blessed me to be able to take care of them, but it went the opposite way with me. I felt strong. I felt like I was 17 years younger. I'm telling you, I had so much oxygen in me. It was I felt bionic. I was running. It was I had a place that I would go to that was closed, and I would drive there when when they fall asleep. I drive over there and I would go running around and with nobody there because everybody was closed. It was the first week that everybody closed, and I would run around in that space, but I was like so much energy, like my laps was just ugh, and when I finished, I felt like I could do it all over again. So it was crazy, and my taste buds, everything. The flavor was exploding in my mouth. It wasn't just sweet; it was super sweet. It was super delicious and super everything. It was bitter, super bitter. Everything my taste bud was. It was just boom, boom, boom. So that was my experience. I didn't hear nobody talk about that on the news, and I think they were shielding it, but whatever. Um, but that was the experience that I had. So the whole thing was just the pandemic was crazy. But tomorrow's not promised of the situation. So this is what's happening in this film. So here's a guy that's talking about his birthday, and he's preparing for his birthday tomorrow, just assuming that he's gonna be here the next day because he don't feel sick, he don't think he's gonna get shot, he don't think he can't see he's getting along well with his friends and all that, but he had no idea he's gonna die. And here's the thing: God allows these type of stories to come to you so that you can change before your life will be taken away or before you get to the point of no return. Because sometimes He will give you over to reprobate mind, or otherwise He'll let you believe the stupidity that you believe, the lie that you believe, and say, okay, I'm gonna let you believe that. That's in Romans 1 2. He'll let you believe that, and just send you a strong delusion so you can stay in there. Like He did with Pharaoh. He said, you know what? I ain't don't even pray for him no more. I'm done with him. I'm just gonna let him just think he's baddest, biggest person, better than me, and then he gonna die in his sin. And the same thing he happened with Saul. Saul just King Saul, the first king of Israel. He's just like, hey, this guy just want to do what he wants to do. Elijah, you've been praying, not Elijah, Samuel, you've been praying for him. He was a priest and a prophet. You just been praying for him. Don't pray for him no more. I'm done with him. I've rejected him. He ain't gonna be king. He gonna die in and that's that. You don't want to be in that place. So when you get warnings like this, the Bible says, um, the day that you hear the voice of the Lord, harden not your heart. So just listen to what God and make that change. So now
Don't say that. Don't say
it's
that.
amazing that it's mirror. God just gave me the story and told me to do it. But the way I shot this, it looks like it's pandemic. There's no people walking anywhere. He told me when to go outside. He said, go set up the camera. I'm like, yo, I live in the hood, God. I don't want to set this DSLR out here. He said, go set it up. I went out there. I ain't had no problem. He gave me the story. I didn't even write it down. He just gave it to me. So I went and just put a camera on the edge of the street right here, about the bus stop, and I had in my mind, I didn't say anything there. I was gonna record a conversation with three people somewhere else and do it outside, and that's what I did. They sound like they outside because they are outside. They just weren't on that location. They were outside. It was windy where they were, but it was another place. But so it worked out, and I had to do some cutting, some real editing right there. That's a different time, a different shot, but now you can see, the real editing stuff. Any editor can see the difference here. But it's shocking. My sister cried when she saw this because she thought I was dying. I died or something. It was like too shocking. But the point needs to be made. Tomorrow is not promised. Don't wait until things get really bad before you decide you want to have a relationship with God. Have a relationship with God while things are going well. I know you're like, well, I won't be able to do the simple things that makes me feel good. Well, that's on him. You make the decision to do what's right, and then you tell him, hey, but I'm afraid I'm gonna mess up and go back because I want to do sin. I want to make myself feel better. Lord, help me, and He'll help you. He'll help you. You just gotta trust Him and wait and see. So that's all I wanted to say about the tomorrow's not promised. All right. So I hope you enjoyed